We're supposed to learn from each other's experiences, right? Each other's emotions, each other's feelings, each other's lives. So if we're supposed to learn from each other's lives, why do we use this form of communication to stay hidden? Dad's fear was this kind of communication, this kind of honesty will corrupt the world on this scale, because then no one will have their own opinion anymore. They'll constantly be modifying as to who their favorite person is, or who they're, who they're obsessed with or who they're attracted to, as opposed to their own personal feeling. My fear, even though at the time I supported mass communication, after all, how better to learn from the world than to be in touch with it? Now my fear has gone to that inhuman factor. Let me give you an example. Recently, I technically got a Dear John letter from someone who's very, very close to me. Hell, this person had become a second family, or part of a second family for me. This person had a number of issues in their life, and I did my best to work through them with them and spent time with them, got them past the old relationships that were toxic. I feel that because of the closeness of these people that I've made friends with, that I deserve to be talked to, I deserve to be respected. And if I'm right, I'm right, and if I'm wrong, I require the proof. Unfortunately, that part of me will always be my father's child. The Dear John letter I got was basically this person saying to me, they are leaving one aspect, the biggest, most important aspect of my life that I need them for, at least that part of my life. But it's okay, they'll still be there on the smaller thing that is not that big a deal, the thing that isn't going to stress me out as much. Then they go and say that they discussed it with other people. That's when I realized all the feelings and emotions that I was feeling in this situation, that I was experiencing in this situation. And please tell me someone out there will be helped by this. Those emotions and feelings are so much like the descriptions of people who've been through divorce. Now that I go back and look at pages on divorce, and I look at people on breaking up and business relationships and emotional relationships and how they're separate, but in the entertainment industry, because we're artists, they're all the same, because we emote before we think, but some of us are business people, and it's a whole thing. But nonetheless, the description it matches closest is a divorce. I have been divorced by an important person in my life, and the kids now have to pick. Opening up my paper diaries that I used to write in the 80s and the 90s, I realized this isn't the first time. And unfortunately, some of the kids are with me on this. But it's plain and simple. There's too much pain for someone to do that and to just waltz back in. Now, how does this relate to the communication thing? How does this relate to emails and blogs and all that stuff? Simple. That person sent the Dear John letter in an email. We're hiding behind this. A massive form of communication. Somewhere out there is someone looking at this going, I relate, man. And someone else is out there looking at all the little words I've said and pulling apart this going, oh, look, I can make dirt out of that. If anyone out there gets something from this, that's good. If you're going through something similar, or you're wondering what I'm up to, yay, this medium has done its original job. And you've proven my dad wrong. If you're out there calling me names, if you guys are out there and you're looking at this and you're thinking that, I want to point out one thing. By doing that, you've proven me both right and wrong. By being that kind of person, you're bittering yourself. And that's a shame. Because all of you are brilliant and beautiful and deserve a hell of a lot more than you give yourselves. All of you. If you're judging me, I want you to note, I have not said any names. It's not for my protection. It's because no one needs to know it's you. But right now, I'm going to work on that theory that it's the cold communication of the internet, of email, of never having to face someone else's pain. For the first time in our lives, folks, we have commercials on TV about how email bullying and text message bullying is still bullying. Just because you can't see them and you can't hear them. You can be found. A simple search. Every time you register, every time you send an email, every time you set up a web page, a live journal, a MySpace, a Facebook, things that are considered harassing, painful, upsetting, attacking. You can't hide. But if you attack the right person and they don't have the courage to check, if they don't have the courage and the strength, yeah, you could get away with it. But why? All because you can hide? All because you don't have to accept responsibility? All because you successfully hurt someone? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the age of communication. This is the price we pay. There you go. How's that for a video blog, huh? Would you say I graduated? Or have I sunk down to that lowest low? Am I part of your society, your world now? Or are you sitting there in disappointment? I gotta go pick up a huge supporter. Someone who, when he said he'd hang in for me, he hung in for me. And has kept every word, no matter what. And has busted his ass and deserves every bit of credit. I gotta go pick him up. Because, we're headed out to impress some folks. I know some of you feel like you've made mistakes and you've left us and now regret it. Talk to me. Talk to me. Maybe you can't do exactly what you did for us before, but if you meant everything you said about how this is part of your life, talk to me. No, I'm not desperate. I just don't see the point. I've heard so much about how people have regretted because what they dumped it for is no longer working for them or really didn't work in the first place. So come talk to me. If you want to avoid my pain, if you want to avoid the hurt, don't expect to come back, because it doesn't work that way. We are human beings, and there is no way in hell I am going to allow some piece of electronic equipment keep you all from hiding from your miseries, your problems, your stresses. Nothing comes for free. Nothing. Nothing. You gotta work at it. You gotta dedicate to it. Whether it's a marriage, a friendship, or a business. That's how the big guys make it. That's how families are formed. So, tell me, how hard are you willing to work for this? And then you can tell me how much of it is a lie to me and how much you're lying to yourself. Hurts like hell. But it's real. And isn't modern entertainment about reality? That's another blog. Until next time.